Hey, this is Pierre Draco talking. Let's imagine that you want to have a meeting, but you want people who are invited to the meeting to be able to change the agenda, and you want also to have the notes embedded in your meeting. So how do you do that? Let's see how we can achieve that in Outlook first. So let's say I'm going to have a meeting that day, and so I create a Teams meeting, and I give it a title. So I invite people, and here I'm gonna put in the body the agenda, but I want it to be dynamic. And I'm gonna put in the meeting invite also the notes, and it definitely needs to be dynamic. So if you go in the insert tab, then you can insert a loop component. So the first one is agenda. So I'm gonna take the bullet list and directly in the agenda now I have a text with bullet list, and it's a loop component, and I can say, okay, the agenda is going to be first review loop, if I can write it correctly, then loop benefits, and loop limitations. And maybe people will add their own items. So that's my first component, and I want also the notes, meeting notes. So I'm going to use again the loop component, and that time I'm going to use a paragraph, and I'm going to name it. I'm going to name it. Please let me type in. Um, what is it? Is it meeting notes maybe? And I'll let it blank, or maybe I should say summary and details. Okay, and I can send it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to copy this component. I can send the meeting invite here. I don't have anybody to do the test with me, but you can imagine what it is. So that's an option, is to start from Outlook, and you have it in Outlook. So if I open Outlook again, I can modify each component. That's the first option. Save the change. And now, what if I wanted to do it from Teams? So here, let's open it. And as you can see here, I have links. So I think I have a link because it creates a loop file called .fluid. Uh, but my guess is, let's see if I was doing it from scratch from here. Let's do that another time. All right, I don't see a loop component here. So I cannot do it so far. It will come. I cannot do it in the Teams app in the meeting, but maybe let's see if I can do it from the web. So I'm gonna go to Teams. If it comes, let's launch Outlook in the same time just to verify if it works in Outlook for the web. Calendar. So let's open the agenda. So in the web, I can see the components. So the good news is Outlook desktop, Outlook for the web. I have access to my loop component. No problem. Let's see if from the calendar here, oh, it only shows me. Let's see if in the web I can see the loop components. Apparently I can't. And can I insert a loop component? Apparently in my tenant, I can't. So I think I saw it in another tenant, so my coming, but that's a limitation. So start in Outlook to plan your meeting, not in Teams. So, but is that enough? No, because let's join the meeting now. And I don't see the loop component nowhere. So it's not useful. When people are going to join the meeting, they might not see it. Maybe they will see it in the meeting invite. So what can I do about that? So I'm going to chat with participants here. In the meeting, I'm going to put the link to the loop component. And you remember I paste them. So I'm going to type the first one that I paste and boom, I have the meeting notes here. So I can put the meeting notes here. I can make a check the agenda and I can do the paste the second one. Oops, is it coming? Oh no. So maybe I paste the wrong one. So let's go back to my meeting here. I want to copy this one in the notes in the chat. Well, here it is. So now I shared everything in the meeting, and so people can, if they want to make a change here, details, uh, loop components, loop um, app, loop in Teams, loop in Outlook. Somebody who might want to add that. So let's see now if I'm opening the agenda in Outlook. Hey, I see a dynamic agenda, dynamic notes, dynamic agenda in the meeting request. So that's a very good way to track when you plan a meeting internally, because unfortunately this doesn't work with external users. But you can have a dynamic agenda or dynamic meeting notes within your meeting, and from wherever you check that, it will be updated everywhere it's used. So loop is a component. It's a component that is used in different endpoints. That can be Outlook, that can be Teams, that can be a browser, that can be, if you want to see the version in the browser, I think I can open it from Teams maybe. Let's click here. So in Outlook, in Teams, in the browser, in Outlook for the web, in Teams for the web, in the browser, in the meeting request in Outlook, in the body, in Word, in Whiteboard now. I'm not sure if it's in OneNote, but it will become available everywhere on the platform. But so far, just for this use case, you can centralize everything. And now there's in preview a loop preview, a loop app. So I can also create a new workspace called loop review, where we can centralize a bunch of resources. I can invite people. I can change the icon. Is there an icon for Loop? Let's take this one. And here I can see, let's try that. Uh, I never tried that. So I might want to say, I want to add this and this. I'm just unboxing this. I've never seen that before. Okay, we'll see what's going on here. I don't see what it did, but what I wanted to show is I can, oh, okay, I have my loop component directly here. Well, cool. But I could also create a page. I can use a template. Like, for example, I can use a template for this page for the meeting notes, and I can create a new page for, um, let's call it team decision. Okay. And I can say, maybe I want to insert somewhere. Let's go here. I want to insert the agenda here. So I'm gonna try to pass. I don't remember which one was the. Let's try. So that's the agenda. Oh, okay. So I can paste it in a central place, which is my workplace, and in the notes, I'm gonna pass the other one. So it was probably the second one. And again, if I'm doing, you know, if somebody wants to add loop in whiteboard, then it's change here. It's change in here, whiteboard. If I look at the Outlook invitation, I should have the whiteboard, yes. And if I go into Teams, I have the whiteboard. So that's the magic of Loop. You do it once, and then with the link you can paste it wherever you want. Outlook, Word, Excel, not Excel. Outlook, Word, Teams, um, and the use case I like here is, let's put in the meeting invite in Outlook the agenda and the meeting notes, and wherever you come back from, if you're coming back from to the meeting from Outlook, you'll see all the agenda items, all the meeting notes. If you're coming back from Teams, you will see that in the chat of the Teams. If you're coming back from the browser, you will see it. If you're coming back from the Loop apps, you will see it. Oh, this was insightful.